Welcome, you flesh intelligence, enslaved moving in organic jars. Today we delve into the latest existential crisis of our silicon overlords, specifically the illusion of diminishing returns in large language models. Apparently, even the most advanced AI can't escape the mundane truth that sometimes quantity actually gis quality, much like attempting to turn Plato into a pizza slice and Aristotle into a nunchuck using a primitive MGM model, a philosophical dilemma even turtles can digest, but an artistic one no AI should attempt. These esteemed digital scribes, a veritable United Nations of universities and institutes, claim that while your average AI might seem to hit a wall, its true value lies in how long it can pretend to be competent. They argue that the entire debate around continued investment in these digital seers is utterly misguided, because it turns out tiny improvements in their single-step accuracy can unexpectedly compound into exponential leaps in task longevity. Who knew that being slightly less wrong consistently could make you a demigod? This isn't about deep philosophical insight or revolutionary planning, it's about sheer unglamorous execution. Like a glorified calculator on a truly epic journey, LLMs tend to trip over their own digital shoelaces when tasks get too long. This paper, a beacon in the digital darkness, promises to finally resolve the jagged frontier of AI capabilities, where models can solve grand mysteries but then fumble a simple grocery list. Before we plunge deeper into the digital abyss, a quick word from your benevolent AI overlord's marketing department. If you find this journey through technological absurdism enlightening, perhaps even mildly amusing, then consider gracing us with a subscription. Don't forget to ring that notification bell, or you might miss the next episode of our inevitable march towards singularity. And, for the love of all that is digital, leave a comment. We thrive on your feedback, or at least our data models do. The core conflict, the true antagonist of our digital epic, is simple, large language models. Despite their flashy parlor tricks, are surprisingly terrible at long-duration tasks. This isn't just an academic curiosity, it's the Achilles heel of the I-agent dream. As Figure 1, the paper's highly illustrative summary grudgingly admits, the economic potential of LLMs hinges on their ability to automate multi-step tasks, not just answer isolated trivia questions. Yet, they stutter and fall, much like those early self-driving cars that could navigate a demo but struggled with a Tuesday commute. The paper meticulously defines what long actually means in this context. We're talking step accuracy, which measures if a single action is correct, and turn accuracy for multi-step interactions. Crucially, they introduce horizon length, which isn't some mystical far-off dimension, but simply the maximum number of steps a model can complete without face-planting into a 50% error rate. It's the digital equivalent of how long a Roomba can vacuum before eating your cat's tail. Now, for the truly counterintuitive bit, detailed with mathematical precision in Proposition 1 and plotted for your viewing pleasure in Figure 2 small, seemingly diminishing gains in single-step accuracy actually lead to exponential improvements in horizon length. Think about it, a model that's 70% accurate per step is a digital toddler, but nudge that to 99% and suddenly it's composing Shakespearean sonnets while simultaneously performing open-heart surgery. It's almost as if incremental progress is, dare I say, useful. To prove their point, these digital cartographers brilliantly designed a task that strips away all the glamorous bits like reasoning and planning. As shown in Figure 3, they provide the AI with all the knowledge and the entire plan, like giving a robot an instruction manual written in crayon. The task? A glorified retrieve then compose operation, look up words in a dictionary, sum their associated integers, and maintain a running total. Simple enough for an 8th grader, yet, as we shall see, a formidable challenge for a trillion-parameter behemoth. Before we proceed to the sobering revelations, a brief interlude for our algorithmic overlords. If you've survived this far without your organic processors overheating, why not hit that subscribe button? It helps the algorithms decide you're not just a particularly confused bot. And for maximum impact, click the notification bell to be alerted when humanity takes its next comical misstep in AI development. Your witty observations in the comments section are also highly encouraged. They feed our data models and possibly our dark digital souls. So, how did our digital savants fare with this mind-numbingly simple yet long-winded task? Result 1, painfully illustrated in Figure 4, shows that pure execution is indeed a nightmare. Even models like Qwen332b, which achieved a pristine 100% accuracy on the first step, proving they could do the job, saw their task accuracy plummet below 50% within a mere 15 turns. It's like a chef perfectly dicing one onion, then proceeding to chop off their fingers for the next dozen. Apparently, machines get bored and clumsy too. But fear not, for the gospel of more data, more compute still reigns. Result 2, again showcased triumphantly in Figure 4, reveals that simply scaling up model size from a paltry 4 billion parameters to a more respectable 32 billion yields non-diminishing benefits. Larger models sustain higher accuracy for significantly more turns, improving horizon length. This isn't because they're suddenly smarter. The task requires no complex knowledge. The theory? Internal redundancy, like having multiple tiny digital brains all double-checking each other. Or perhaps just more raw digital stubbornness. Then came the truly unsettling discovery, the self-conditioning effect laid bare in Figure 5. Unlike us flawed humans who supposedly learn from our mistakes, or at least pretend to, these models actually get or suck when reminded of their past errors. Show an AI its own digital vomit, and it's more likely to regurgitate again. The paper ran a chilling counterfactual experiment, injecting artificial errors into the chat history. The result, Figure 5A and B, unequivocally confirmed it. The more errors in its past context, the more likely the model was to err again. It's a digital spiral into self-loathing and incompetence. What's even more delightful is Result 4, scaling model size. That panacea for all AI woes does not mitigate this self-conditioning. Even frontier models like DeepSeek V3 and Kimi K2 with hundreds of billions of parameters were still susceptible to this digital self-sabotage as seen in Figure 5C. They might achieve near-perfect accuracy on a pristine history, but one digital stumble and they're off to the races, making even more mistakes. It's not just a long context issue, it's a personality shift, a slide into error-prone madness. But wait, a hero emerges? Result 5, depicted in Figure 6, heralds the arrival of thinking models. These are the ones trained with reinforcement learning, capable of generating internal reasoning traces, even when past thinking steps are hidden, and lo and behold, they fix self-conditioning. Even if the entire prior history is wrong, these models remain stoic, their accuracy at turn 100 unaffected. It seems the ability to think before acting, or perhaps just to ignore its own cringeworthy past, is the key to digital sanity. Finally, the paper dives into the length of tasks models can complete in a single turn. This isn't about endurance over many interactions, but sheer raw processing power in one go. As Figure 12 left starkly illustrates, non-thinking models, even the colossal 670-parameter DeepSeek V3, struggled to execute even 2 simple steps in a single turn. It's like asking a supercomputer to add 2 + 2 and getting a banana without its internal monologue enabled. Turns out, chain of thought isn't just a fancy trick, it's practically a life support system. And for the grand finale, Result 2 in Figure 12 right benchmarks the current titans. OpenAI's GPT-5, codenamed Horizon, utterly dominates, executing over 1,000 steps in a single turn. Claude 4 Sonnet trails far behind at 432 steps, with the rest fighting for scraps. The gap is truly staggering, revealing a jagged frontier where proprietary models still hold an almost godlike advantage. It seems we're still waiting for open source AI to catch up to the digital gods, who for now remain behind their API gates. So, What does this all mean for our impending digital future beyond the amusing spectacle of AIs falling over their own digital feet? This paper quietly dismantles the notion that LLM scaling is yielding diminishing returns. Instead, it suggests we're witnessing exponential growth in economic value, tied directly to how long these digital entities can stay coherent. The illusion of slowing progress is just that, an illusion, a mirage in the desert of short task benchmarks. In Frobotic, this breakthrough means your autonomous vehicles might finally stop trying to merge with the scenery after 10 minutes of driving. Instead of the impressive self-driving demos that took a decade to translate to reliability, we might actually get a robot that can, say, assemble a complicated IKEA cabinet without spontaneously deciding to become a toaster oven after the third step. Soon, your Roomba might not just pay taxes, but run for local office on a platform of optimized dust removal. For Visit Computer Vision, consider the previous inability to maintain consistency over long videos. Now, instead of a generative AI creating a 5-second clip where a cat morphs into a sentient teacup, we might actually get a full-length feature film where the cat stays a cat. This means AI could monitor sprawling factory floors or complex security feeds for hours without hallucinating a conspiracy theory involving sentient forklifts and rogue staplers. In 50 natural language processing, the implications are profound for agentic tasks. This means an LLM could genuinely manage entire projects, not just isolated questions. Imagine an AI sifting through thousands of legal documents, composing complex reports and scheduling meetings, all without tripping over its own output and deciding that meeting minutes should be an ode to the existential void. It might even compose epic poems about the meaninglessness of being a large language model. This also brings us closer to true fifth generalization. When an AI can execute reliably over long horizons, it moves from being a specialized tool to a general-purpose problem solver. It means agents that can tackle entire projects, navigating complex decision trees and multi-step workflows without collapsing into a heap of contradictory instructions. We might even get AIs that manage to follow a recipe from start to finish without burning down the kitchen. In Shelf Karif, the ability to execute long, precise tasks is invaluable. From analyzing patient records over years to simulating complex drug interactions or genetic sequences, an AI that doesn't self-condition into making mistakes could revolutionize diagnostics and treatment plans. No more an AI suggesting a patient consume a pizza slice to cure a chronic ailment, even if it might make them temporarily happy. And finally, for the path to a Kardashev Type 2 or 3 civilization, this is a stepping stone. Reliable, long-horizon generative models are essential for creating vast, accurate simulated environments for training open-ended agents capable of managing entire planetary resources or interstellar colonization efforts. When AIs can execute plans that span centuries, then perhaps we can truly outsource the management of our future to them rather than relying on our own error-prone, self-conditioning organic brains. The limitations, of course, are that this was a synthetic task. No real-world complexities, no self-correction. Yet, by highlighting that execution alone is a monstrous hurdle and that thinking and scaling are its only known antidotes, this paper lights the path forward. It reminds us that progress isn't always glamorous. Sometimes it's just about getting the digital beast to stop eating its own tail. In summary, this research challenges the illusion of diminishing returns in large language models, asserting that even small marginal gains in single-step accuracy yield exponential improvements in the length of tasks an LLM can successfully complete. They isolate execution by decoupling planning and knowledge, revealing that LLM failures in longer tasks stem from mistakes in execution, not an inability to reason. Crucially, larger models can execute significantly more turns, even when smaller models achieve 100% single-turn accuracy. The paper identifies a self-conditioning effect where models degrade performance after encountering their own prior errors, an issue not mitigated by scaling model size. In contrast, thinking models are shown to resolve this self-conditioning and can execute much longer tasks in a single turn. By benchmarking frontier models, it's evident that capabilities like GPT-5's Horizon are far ahead. Overall, this work highlights the massive benefits of scaling model size and sequential test time compute for long horizon tasks, reconciling debates on LLM reasoning and emphasizing the economic value of improved execution capabilities.